¿Qué pasa, YouTube? So yeah, I know this is going up a little bit late today on Tuesday. Had some house troubles going on, so if you guys do enjoy the battle, make sure to hit that like button down below, por favor. It does really help out the channel. And if you guys may have missed our first upload of 2018, or our first Wi-Fi battle, I should say, then definitely go check that out after watching this one. So this was an NU Wi-Fi battle I had against Zack off of my Discord using this pretty cool team that I kind of just threw together based around Choice Banded Incineroar with Choice Scarf, Vanilluxe. Then we have Buginium Z, Swords Dance, Samurott. I don't know why the name escaped me, but Samurott's actually been a pretty cool and favorite Pokemon of mine, or a Pokemon that I thought was pretty cool that I really liked, and I decided, hey, why not throw it on the team? Seems like it fits really well. This is not the best team around. It does, unfortunately, like a very good, solid answer to fighting types, which my opponent has a Hitmontop, but typically Hitmontop are defensive, so it shouldn't be as big of an issue. And definitely that Zangoose in the back, if it is a belly drum late game, could be a humongous nightmare to deal with, so gonna have to be very careful with that one. As he ends up leading off with his Mismagius here, I'm gonna be leading off with my Incineroar. I am Choice Banded Incineroar. The only way that this Mismagius would have been able to live that is if he was Focus Sashed, or maybe Colbur Berry still would have been able to live. But then again, I believe I am Adamant Choice Banded, so I might have actually been able to knock out Mismagius through the Colbur Berry. I'm not too sure. If somebody wants to check the out, by all means, let me know. So I still have use for my Incineroar later in the match. Nothing on his team can really safely switch into a Flare Blitz, and if I knock off his Incineroar or I catch it with a U-turn, then chipping that down is going to be very excellent for me, as my Whimsicott is able to outspeed him. He is going to bring in his own Whimsicott here, and I don't want to lose a potential speed tie, plus I don't really have to risk it because I do luckily have Silvally-Steel in the back, and Silvally-Steel has really been growing on me in the NU tier. This thing can definitely check a whole lot of things in the NU tier very well, as being a very solid momentum gainer thanks to Parting Shot. Also can be hazard control because of Defog, Toxic, and Thunder Wave on there. Also makes it really nice to be able to wear down Mons or kind of have some kind of speed control with Thunder Wave, as I Parting Shot here, expecting him to either bring in his Incineroar or bring in his Silvally, which it turns out to be Silvally Water. I will be able to Parting Shot into my Whimsicott here, and I'm gonna go straight for the Giga Drain. In hindsight, definitely could have gone for the Moonblast here, but in the end, it doesn't really matter too much. But Giga Drain here does allow me to get back just a little bit of recovery on my Whimsicott. Being able to keep this thing very healthy in this matchup is going to be excellent, as this turn I'm going to hard switch on out into my Rhydon, expecting him to possibly go for the Flare Blitz, Fire Blast, maybe even the knockoff, but he does make a really good play there. He knows I'm not going to stay in and risk losing my Whimsicott, and he's going to go for the U-turn on out into his Silvally Water, which most likely does have Surf. So I don't want to stay in here and get caught by that, so I'm going to switch on out into my Vanilluxe, thinking that he would go for the Parting Shot or that he would go for the Surf here. And if he did go for the Surf, then this allowed my Vanilluxe to possibly go for a Freeze Dry or just Blizzard and kind of start chipping down his wall core of the Silvally and the Incineroar, which are a little bit annoying to me in this match. That's actually another reason why I wanted to bring in Vanilluxe here, was that I would be able to get the Hail up, so now I can start getting a little bits of chip damage on the Silvally and on the Incineroar every single time, which is going to come in very handy. So in comes the Hitmontop here. I'm thinking that he may want to go for the Rapid Spin. Not go for the Rapid, sorry, but he may want to go for the Fake Out here, or he could have gone potentially for like a Toxic or something along those lines. There's a good chance that he might have also been Assault Vested, but he goes for the Fake Out. Turns out that he's Life Orbed, and because he doesn't have the Intimidate, this most likely confirms the fact that he does have the, the Technician. So what I can do this turn is double out into my Whimsicott, expecting him to want to bring in his Silvally Water on my Water type, which was Samurott. So by catching the incoming Silvally here, what I could do is definitely go for a Moonblast or go for a Giga Drain again, or I could try to pull a double switch, expecting him to want to bring in the Incineroar. This way I can put myself in an okay position to either want to go for the Rock Blast or try to get up my Stealth Rocks. I guess in hindsight I could have been a little bit aggressive there and gone for the Moonblast, but if this is Assault Vested, then I don't think I would have done entirely too much damage to him, so I felt like doubling was probably my better play, and there's no reason for him to have risked leaving in his Silvally on my Whimsicott. So because there's a good chance that this Silvally has the defog, what I want to do is just continue trying to pressure it and get off as much damage as I can on it over time. Eventually it's going to be limited on exactly what it can switch into, and eventually I will put it in range of where my Samurott or my Vanilluxe will be able to beat him 1v1. So because the hail disappeared, I want to get the hail back up again. Just really want to start chipping down his walls and his offensive threats as well. Plus this hail damage is really nice to be able to allow my Samurott later to potentially come in as D and late game sweep. So he does end up parting shotting into his Incineroar here. That was not a bad play at all. I'm very positive that he's going to want to try to go for the U-turn again, or he most likely will try to go for a fire type move this turn, expecting me to maybe expect him to switch out, predicting my Rhydon. So he actually makes a middle ground play here and goes for the Drain Punch, which luckily doesn't do entirely too much damage to my Rhydon. This is excellent because now, much like earlier, I could potentially go for the Rock Blast if I expect him to switch into the Silvally here, or I could just try to take this chance to get up my Stealth Rocks as he crits me with that U-turn. I'm not really too sure if it ends up mattering too much in the long run, but I don't think it really matters, honestly. And shouts out to his nicknames. I think he's got the same nickname on Silvally as I named my Silvally, so that's kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. And I do just end up getting up my rocks here, so a part of me was kind of hoping that maybe he wouldn't go for the defog here, but if he did try to defog here, I decided to stay in because I could still chip down Silvally with the Rock Blast. I mean, I'm still doing pretty decent damage to him, and I think the hail also was still up, so I would have done an extra 6%, but he actually ends up going for the parting shot into his Whimsicott here, and it's going to get caught with the Rock Blast. I do believe I get 2 hits again. Yeah, I think I get 2 hits every single time I went for Rock Blast, but it's not that big of an issue. Any type of chip damage on the Silvally or this Whimsicott is going to be absolutely amazing, so because I do not want to lose my Rhydon here, I can still definitely save it for Death Fodder to sack off to the Hitmontop most likely, or even that Zangoose to give me a free switch into something else. I'm going to make an aggressive switch right back in to my Silvally-Steel here, and this is going to allow me to potentially just go straight for the Flash Cannon. I could also go for a status type move or maybe Parting Shot, expecting him to want to switch out, but he actually ends up going straight for the momentum here. Not momentum, but memento, and I did not expect that. I really thought that he was going to try and save that for much later in the battle, because it does seem a little bit early for him to have done that right here, in my opinion, but it is going to kind of work out for him because he is going to get a free save switch into the Zangoose, and because I'm very positive that he's going to want to go for the Belly Drum or Z Belly Drum in this scenario, what I can do is go for the Thunder Wave, and as long as I don't miss Thunder Wave, I should be in a pretty okay spot still, because after T-Wave, my Silvally should be faster than him, and then because he's going to be paralyzed, he will also be slower than my Samurott in the back, and luckily Samurott does have the Aqua Jet, so I managed to hit the Thunder Wave here, and I'm going to be able to shut down this Zangoose, kind of, not entirely, because unless he does not get fully paralyzed here, then, well, if he gets fully paralyzed here, then I get to save my Silvally, but he doesn't get fully paralyzed there, which is not that big of a deal, and he's going to be able to knock me out with the close combat. I pretty much committed to sacking off my Silvally here to this Zangoose anyways, so I could then revenge kill him with my Samurott in the back. Plus, there's not really much else that Silvally was doing in this game. Like, he's got Incineroar, and he's got the Hitmontop, which can deal with my Silvally pretty well. Plus, with him losing Whimsicott, that just made Silvally just about, not useless, but it wasn't entirely as useful as it could have been, as I'm able to luckily revenge kill the Zangoose. In comes the Parting Shot Pokemon Silvally here. Why can I not remember anything right now? Like, I'm drawing a complete blank on some obvious things. I don't know if you guys are being able to notice that or not, but yeah, I'm gonna Swords Dance here because I thought that he would just try to Parting Shot, or if he did try to go for a Thunderbolt, then I figured I could have been able to live, because typically Silvally forms, I don't think they run max special attack. I think they're normally like HP invested and either invested in defenses or speed, so I felt pretty comfortable in just going for a Swords Dance there. Plus a +2 Savage Spin Out should be able to absolutely blow anything back that he's got on his team at this point. This might have been overkill on Silvally, but it definitely allowed me to guarantee a KO on Silvally, because if I had gone for the Mega Horn, I think it might have been a roll depending on his defense investment, and there was also the chance that I was gonna miss, and I didn't want to risk that. As in comes Hitmontop, I am expecting him to want to go for the Fake Out, and I know I should be able to live that, and I end up making a really big misplay here. I think I didn't fully think this turn out, because with him having Fake Out and Mach Punch, I figured, oh right, there's a good chance that he doesn't have the Bullet Punch because he probably has Sucker Punch in close combat, just to be able to have like all the priority and then a good stab in close combat. So I did not take into consideration that he could have the Bullet Punch here, so I didn't go for the Aqua Jet there. Should have gone for the Aqua Jet though, but as I bring in Whimsicott, I want to bait him to see if he will go for the Bullet Punch, which is why I double out into my Vanilluxe here, as he actually switches directly into his Incineroar. So now I'm thinking, okay, he doesn't have Bullet Punch, or else he should have definitely gone for it. Plus, by catching the Incineroar on the switch in here, what I can do is actually go for the Explosion and get off a good chunk of damage on this Incineroar, which means even though it is assault vested, it is not going to save him at this point, which is excellent for the rest of my team. This also does now allow me to bring in my Incineroar and either go for a U-turn or a Flare Blitz. Honestly, there's not really much reason for me to go for U-turn here. If anything, I would rather have my Incineroar in against that Hitmontop. So if he misplays by going for the Fake Out before Mach Punching, then that's an extra turn of hail damage that he's going to be taking on top of the extra Life Orb damage. So I'm able to knock out the Incineroar as I get chipped down by hail myself. But again, at this point, as long as he doesn't have Bullet Punch, everything is pretty okay. There's not too much that this Hitmontop can realistically do to me, so I'm just going to sack off my Incineroar here so I can get a free switch back into my Whimsicott and be able to knock him out with the Moonblast, because at this range of HP, since he is most likely a more offensive variant of Hitmontop, there is no chance that he should be able to live a Pixie Plate boosted, stab, super effective Moonblast unless he pulls out the Bullet Punch. And that's a game. I lose. I lost. So yeah, this is where this is where I should have gone for the Aqua Jet earlier with my Samurott. Like I said, I didn't really fully think out that turn, and I was like, it doesn't really matter. But I think that +2 Aqua Jet would have done enough damage to this Hitmontop to put him right in range of where he would have been knocked out right here, or he would have knocked himself out to recoil damage. So yeah, unfortunately, we'll just barely end up losing 1-0 there. So very good game to Zack there. Not upset at all that I lost there. It was definitely a fun battle, and it was actually pretty cool to use Samurott in, and you may actually use Samurott a bit more. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy the awesome battle. Of course, make sure to hit that like button down below. We should be back to regularly scheduled uploads tomorrow, so that means 2 and 6 for uploads instead of like what, 6 and probably like 7 or 8 when this will probably be going up. So yeah, guys, thank you all for watching again. I know it's a little bit late. I apologize. Hit the like button down below. I really do appreciate every single last one of you, and answer the comment question of the day. With that being said, I will see you all tomorrow. So later.
No matter where you're at, I'm not here to make friends. It's time to attack and deplete your HP with a final smash. Don't make me turn around and pull a 6-foot hacks. 6-foot hacks. Yeah. 6-foot hacks. 6-foot